Hey, I'm Jesse.
And I'm Zach.
And we run Seid Realty. This is our follow-up interview to the 6:30 p.m. CBS Austin news that we were on yesterday, May 25th. We really appreciate the news taking our opinions into consideration and showing the other citizens of Austin what we think. But they did manage to utilize a whole 8 or 9 seconds of a 30-minute interview, so we wanted to fill in some of the gaps.
Yeah, so one of the things we talked about pretty in depth in that interview was the U.S. debt ceiling situation and how that's affecting mortgage rates. Not going to go too far into it. I made a video about this the other day. If you want more in-depth explanation, check that out. It'll be in the comments below. But suffice to say, I think a resolution will happen that will help mortgage rates to some extent. It's just going to be a question of how the exact resolution will function in lowering the debt and how much it'll affect mortgage rates.
I remember telling Adela that this has happened before, it will happen again, and I think it's smart to plan as if it will fall out and we need more assistance, or we should also plan as if nothing bad is going to happen and operate as if. Having those contingency plans, make sure that you're covered, really whatever happens.
Another thing we talked about was the possibility of home buyers who bought at a certain time being underwater.
That's right.
And the clip that they posed was me saying, which I still agree, that if you bought at a certain time and you absolutely have to move, like in a divorce situation, you could face that scenario. However, any home buyer should go into a purchase with a at least 5 to 7 year plan for owning the home, because like any kind of investment, whether it's a stock or anything like that, owning it for just a short period of time, you're really just rolling the dice as to whether it's going to work out. But if the fundamentals are strong, like in Austin, where people and businesses continue to move every day, in the long run, you feel pretty safe about that.
The question she proposed and my answer to Adela was that if you're in a nightmare scenario like a divorce, or you for whatever reason are forced to sell, which is very slim, there is an opportunity that that could put you in a potentially underwater situation. And that's a buzzword that people don't really want to hear. She quoted me saying that if you don't have a mortgage, you're not going to, if you don't have a job, you're not going to be able to qualify for a mortgage, which is not entirely true. It is for the most cases, but there's some very creative avenues out there that you can use. Though I still do believe that, I want people to know that was in reference to if the debt ceiling is not raised and we end up defaulting and government workers lose their jobs, that could potentially disqualify them from home shopping right now with that gap in employment.
Right. But even if they were laid off for a period of time, as long as they get back, that's something you can work around from a mortgage standpoint.
And again, our country does have a history of getting ourselves into sticky situations like this, but they do always find some sort of solution, whether it's the best one or not.
So yeah, that about covers it. But we're here at Meat and Bread. We should add, this is where we're going to be throwing our 4th birthday for Seid Realty in less than a month.
That's right. June 17th, the city of Austin granted us a special events permit to conduct our birthday, and we're inviting our sphere, the people that have stood behind us for the last 4 years. This street right behind us will be entirely shut down so that we can have a party. And that's really, really cool. It's also opening up a new avenue of communication with the city that didn't exist before this. The buildings around us have tried to do special events, and short of Hollywood coming in here, no one's been able to get that done. So it brings us a lot of joy that we're able to do that, really help connect the community here and celebrate with one of our favorite sandwich shops here in Austin, and that's Meat and Bread.
Yeah. So if you're in Austin at that time, June 17th,
Sure.
definitely,
Give us a call.
definitely stop by.